Okay, okay. So, can you explain this base error component?
Suppose if in a flow, if we want to create error, that time we use that scope that is called raise error.
So you should also add one line that in the custom error we can define by ourselves the type of error and the error description.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And can you name some connectors in Studio?
Yes, ma'am. HTTP connector, file connector, mail connector, Java connector, JMS connector, and Salesforce connector, database connector.
What is file connector?
File connector is used to connect with file, read or write data.
Can you name some routers?
Yes, ma'am. Choice router, API kit router, SCADA gather router.
What is SCADA router?
SCADA gather router is used to send message sequentially and it process message parallelly. SCADA gather receive message from each route. If any of the route get failed, it will process the remaining route and finally give error as a output. To handle that error, we use a scope, try scope with on error continue to suppress the error.
Can you tell me about some scopes?
Yes, ma'am. Try scope on error continuous scope on error propagate scope. And for each scope, parallel for each scope, async scope, and batch step scope, batch job scope, batch aggregator scope, cache scope, until successful scope.
What is the difference between batch job and for each?
Yes, ma'am. For each process, a small record and data, whereas batch job is process large volume of record and data. For each work on single threads, whereas batch job work on multi threads. And if error occur in a for each scope, it stop the processing, whereas in batch job it will complete the processing. We prefer batch job in place of for each scope because of multi-threads availability.
Okay.
And also one more thing, for each process record and data sequentially, whereas batch job is process record and data randomly.
Very good. Can you tell me where do you deploy your application?
Runtime manager of any client platform.
Okay, can you explain what is the difference between horizontal scaling and vertical scaling?
Yes, ma'am. Increasing or scaling worker size is called, that is we code, is called vertical scaling. And on the other hand, increasing worker is called horizontal scaling.
Okay. What is the meaning of worker?
Worker is a dedicated container of runtime engine, which is responsible for to run Mule application. It's depend on the number of requests given by the runtime.
Okay, very good. Can you tell me, do you know something about GitHub?
Git?
Can you
Sorry, ma'am?
explain? GitHub?
Yes, ma'am. GitHub is a source code management tool.
Where do you keep your project inside the GitHub?
Git bash.
No, no. You keep your project in the repository.
Yes, sorry. Deposit.
Have you studied about some Git commands? Can I ask some?
Git commands.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, but right now I can't recall it, ma'am. We ran not on this sequence.
How to
Fine,
change branch? Can you tell me git command to change the branch or switch the branch? Git check out branch name. Git check out
Git check on this name.
branch name. Can you tell me commit command? Commit command.
Git commit dash m and in bracket the message we want to.
Very good, fine. And how can we push the code? Command.
Git push.
Very good, fine. And how to add the files in Git? Command, can you tell me command to add the file?
Git add.
Git add dot. Git add
Git add dot.
space dot. Very good.
Yes.
Fine. Yeah, Nidas.
Okay, fine. Can you tell me some database functions?
Yes, ma'am. Map function, map object function, reduce function, order by function, group by function, distinct by function, flatten function, filter function, now function, is odd.
Can you tell me a function whose can you tell me
Lookup function.
a function whose input
Yes,
is
ma'am.
an object and output is an array?
Yes, ma'am.
In
It's a
what
plug
statement?
function. Uh, to separate key value pair.
And what is the difference between map object and the plug function?
Map object is used to get the plug function is used to get key value pair. Its input is uh, object and output is array, whereas map object input is object in output is also object. It is used for iterates our key value pair.
Nausad, I have shared one payload. Check in the chat. Copy, share your screen. Copy it into the payload section. Okay.
So,
I'm sending you the output as well. Nida,
Yes, sir.
meanwhile, you may ask interview question to some other candidate.
Yeah, sure. Hello, Tazib. Hello, Tazib.
Hi.
Hi, start with your introduction.
1 minute, please. Hi, I am MD Tazib Ansari, and I am a Mulesoft developer with 3 years experience. I am currently job in Sparky Note Analytic Private Limited. I did migration BTech, Lloyd Institute of Engineering Technology, Greater Noida.
निदा आप ना एक इंट्रोडक्शन जो जनरल फॉर्म होता है वो एक बार बना के शेयर कर दीजिएगा तो ग्रुप पे। ये लोग मतलब इंट्रोडक्शन में भी नहीं ठीक से बोल पाता तो फिर कैसे होगा वो। इंट्रोडक्शन आप ठीक से नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, जैसे तैसे बेतरतीब तरीके से बोल देते हो। ठीक है, कल प्लीज इसको ना आपके पास अगर फॉर्मेट होगा इंट्रोडक्शन का, पहले भी आपने शेयर करा है ना इन लोगों को।
इंट्रोडक्शन का नहीं, वो इसका था, रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज का था।
ठीक है, इंट्रोडक्शन का, इंट्रोडक्शन में क्या बोलना है एक थोड़ा फॉर्मेट आप शेयर कर दीजिए कल तो। ठीक है,
Yeah, sure.
और अकॉर्डिंगली आपको आंसर करना है, ठीक है ना तहजीब। अगर आप
Okay, sir.
इंट्रोडक्शन ही ठीक से नहीं दीजिएगा तो उसे पता चलने लगता है कि क्या कमी है। ठीक है ना,
Okay.
चलिए कैरी ऑन विद टेक्निकल क्वेश्चन।
Yes, can you explain what is Anypoint Studio?
Anypoint Studio is an IDE integrate development environment to provide Mulesoft to develop and deploy Mule application.
And can you tell me what is Anypoint platform?
Anypoint platform is a cloud dedicated to deploy only Mule application. Mulesoft is provided Anypoint platform called IPaaS, Integrate Platform as a Service, where we deploy Mule application.
And can you tell me what is Mule message structure?
Mule
Message
message structure contains payload and attributes.
And what is this payload and attribute?
Payload is actual business data, and attributes is a metadata.
What is metadata?
Metadata is a data of data. It's called metadata.
And how do you handle error in Mulesoft?
We can handle error. We use two scope in Mulesoft: on error continue, on error propagate. Suppose a Mule event processor throw error in any flow, then we use processor level error handling. If not, then fetch check for flow level error handling. Then again, if not, then check for global error handling. If we want to suppress error, we can use on error continue, and if we want delegate to the main flow, we use on error propagate. We in on error continue and on or propagate, we mapped error in remains in which error type, error description, error code.
Uh, can you tell me something about custom error?
Custom error is called a rise error. A rise error in the mule error processor in which we write custom error. In custom error, we define error type and description. Business error.
Fine. Can you tell me the name of some connectors?
Various connectors in Mulesoft, database connector, Salesforce connector, WS web service consume connector, and file connector, email connector.
What is do you know something about Salesforce connector?
Salesforce connector is CRM tools which keeps customer related information, goods information like invoice information.
And, can you tell me the Salesforce connector used to get data from Salesforce in Mulesoft?
Get data from Salesforce. We get data from Salesforce query language, SOQL. Salesforce object query language.
Can you tell me the simple SQL for like to get data from some object from Salesforce?
We use create connector.
No, we don't use create connector to get data.
Okay.
I'm asking about the simple SQL command.
Okay, leave it.
Formula.
Don't ask more in the Salesforce side. Can you tell me the difference between truncate and drop?
Truncate truncate is a loss table and records.
In
Sorry,
truncate,
drop lost records and tables, and truncate is only one drop loss yani records.
can you tell me the syntax for drop table?
Syntax drop table. Select star. Sorry, sir.
Yeah, can you tell me how to find second highest salary? Right, can you tell me query, SQL query?
Of highest salary.
Second
Select
highest.
star. Second highest. Select star from employee where salary greater than less than and select max salary from city and bracket small bracket then order by and descending order by salary descending limit 1.
Very good. And do you know another method, another way? This one is
Another
good,
way,
correct.
no sir,
With
another
window
way is
function. With window function, do you have any idea of window function?
no.
No idea. Okay, fine. Can you tell me some git command?
Various git commands in source code management tools in Mulesoft. Git
You
clone
just tell me
repository.
some git command and
Some
their use.
git clone repository URL.
What is
CD
its
repository.
what is its use?
What is?
Tell me Git command as well as their usage.
Git clone repository URL to connect with repository to systems. Okay, sir. And then CD repository name to project name, and then Git checkout branch name to change branch,
Very good.
one branch to another branch, and Git status, status, and Git add any file, Git add star, sorry, dot,
Very
and
good. Very
Git
good.
Git commit -m inverted comma some message pass,
Very good.
and Git push.
Very good. Excellent. Very good. Yeah. And can you tell me the explain API-led connectivity?
API-led connectivity, it is an architectural approach or suggest designed by Mulesoft, in which an enterprise Mule application should break APIs and API categorized into layer named as experience layer, process layer, and system layer. In experience layer, we create experience API, which we directly connected with UI, and process layer, we create process API, in which where we do transformation and data shaping of data and data enrichment and various other APIs called. And system layer, we create system APIs, which we directly connected underlying storage system, get keep phase business data, data.
Very good. Very good. Can you tell me something about transaction? What is transaction and how in Mule we use the transaction things?
Transaction is a ACID properties, then automaticity, and sorry, sir, transaction is not.
And not recall. If you
Next
don't,
step.
you just cannot recall. Okay, fine, no problem. Can you explain what is domain project and what's its use?
Mule domain project implements to configure the resources like property file configurations, global error configuration, listener configuration, etc. that are shared among different applications. These resources can be used or project associated with domain project.
Very good, fine. Where we deploy domain project? On cloud hub or on premise?
On premise.
On premise. Very good, very good. What is API auto discovery?
API auto discovery is a mechanism that manages API from API manager by pairing deployed application to an API created on the platform. And API management include tracking, enforcing policy if you apply any, reporting.
Very good, very
API
good. Nice. So which type of policy you have applied in your project?
Rate limiting, client ID information, and IP whitelist.
Client ID enforcement, not information.
Client ID enforcement. Rate limiting, IP blacklist, IP whitelist.
Okay. What is rate limiting?
Rate limiting is a policy in which API will respond a particular number of requests in a given time window. If number of requests exceed, then API will not respond and send quota exit error.
Very good. What is the status code of?
Status code 429.
Very good. Excellent. Fine. And can you tell me some about something about what is horizontal scaling, what is vertical scaling, what was your mule runtime engine version? Yeah.
Horizontal scaling in any point part of any point platform to increases workers to horizontal scaling to increases worker size to vertical worker size vertical okay and workers
What was
number
your
of
mule
servers
runtime
workers
version?
is
What was
mule runtime
yeah.
mule runtime version is a version to deploy mule application.
No. I'm asking, suppose you have done your project, right? So you must
Yeah,
use runtime engine version. What was your runtime engine version?
4.30.
Okay. 4.30. Fine. Okay. And what is worker? Exactly the term. What is worker?
Workers are number of servers in which our single application, mule
No.
application deploy.
What is worker?
Worker
Worker. Hmm.
number of system, a number of server.
No. The definition of worker. The worker is
Yeah,
the basically dedicated
one.
instance. It is a dedicated
Yes,
instance or container of mule runtime
mule term
engine
engine.
where our
Uh,
application run. Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So can you tell me how can I call the private flow by using data view?
We can use lookup function to call private flow.
And what is its structure?
Lookup, small bracket, and private flow name and payload.
Very good. Fine. And can you tell me how to read properties file? Can you tell me the function name?
P function
Mhm.
and structure P, small bracket, secure, and double column, and payload.
Not payload. You have done some mistake. If suppose your properties file is simple properties file, and I want to get some values of given property. So for that, the structure of P function would be P bracket key name.
Okay.
And for secure properties file, the structure would be P bracket secure colon and key name. Okay, fine.
Yes.
Very good. Explain your roles and responsibility.
My roles in a company as a Mulesoft developer to integrate two or more systems. And my responsibility, I understand project documents. I used to create RAML.
Now you may
After,
just have to
after creation
go
RAML,
first.
I had the mock the RAML and send it for review. After successful review and publish the RAML to the exchange and register API to API manager and apply policy. The next task generate API kit auto Unicorn Studio and various follow and locally deployed and test through Postman. I also used to write MUnit and give demo in front of my clients. After client satisfaction, we had prepared documents to Bitbucket through Git command and finally deployed in Cloud Hub.
Very good. In which branch you have deployed your project? In
Branch.
which environment? Sorry, which environment?
Which environment? Cloud.
नहीं क्लाउड तो है क्लाउड पे तुम सैंडबॉक्स इन्वायरमेंट में डिप्लॉय करते थे कि prod में
Dev environment. Sorry, dev environment.
dev environment. Very good. What is trade?
Traits is used to define common attributes for HTTP method, such as HTTP method like get, post, delete, etc.
बहुत
Such as whether or not they are
very good, very
filterable,
good. Let it be. Let
searchable.
it be. From my side, I think you have prepared very much well. I hope you will get the better result very soon. Keep it up. Best of luck from my side, even from Nida also. You have remembered each and everything, and you have expressed those things in very good manner. The another thing you just keep in mind that your introduction was very much poor. You have to work on your introduction
Sir,
side.
Google में देखे थे
No, no,
इस
no.
वजह से।
So tomorrow Nida will help you. Nida,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
आप एक बार इंट्रोडक्शन भेज दिए, सॉफ्ट इंट्रोडक्शन, ताकि इसका जो है सिलेक्शन हो जाए।
Yeah,
और
sure.
रिमेनिंग ये है कि देखो, हमारे एंड से तो लग रहा है कि तहजीब ने लगभग सारे क्वेश्चंस का आंसर कर दिया है। लगभग
Yes, sir.
4 पौवा होता है 15 पेज में, उन्होंने लगभग 99% क्वेश्चन। और दूसरी बात, कॉलर वगैरह उठा के नहीं, ठीक है ना, जब भी बैठना विथ वेरी मच डिसिप्लिन, ठीक है ना।
जी सर।
और जो ड्रेस सेंस होना चाहिए वो, मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि कोई भी टी शर्ट पहन के, थोड़ा सा प्रोफेशनल टाइप का लगना चाहिए कि यू आर वेरी मच प्रोफेशनल। नहीं, ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए कि आप जंगली हो, ठीक है ना। तो वो इस पे बस ध्यान देना। टेक्निकल यू आर वेरी मच गुड, ठीक है। अब
यस
हो
सर।
सकता है नेक्स्ट सेशन में हम आपसे प्रोजेक्ट एक्सप्लेनेशन पूछें, ठीक है।
यस सर।
ट्रांजेक्शन आप भूल गए थे, उसको रिकॉल कर लेना एक बार, ठीक है ना। ट्रांजेक्शन बाकी तो हम जो
प्रोजेक्ट में ये बोल सकते हैं हम किए हैं, जिसमें प्रोजेक्ट नेम मेरा जैसे विद्यालय ईपीएम पीएफ लीड, डोमेन ई कॉमर्स, लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस इफ पॉसिबल,
हम्म
लाइन नेम यूएस बेस्ड या नेम इज
हम्म
एनी
हम्म
नेम, एपीआई लेयर्स नेम जैसे ईपीएम पीएफ लीड,
हम्म
इंटीग्रेशन पैटर्न यूनिडायरेक्शनल इंटीग्रेशन पैटर्न।
हाँ,
ठीक है।
वेरी गुड, बहुत अच्छा आपने तैयारी किया, बहुत अच्छा। बेस्ट ऑफ, हम लोगों का विश रहेगा कि आप जो है एक ही शॉट में इंटरव्यू निकालो, ठीक है। हम
ओके
लोग
सर,
का
थैंक यू।
पूरा हेल्प रहेगा, ठीक है ना। वेरी गुड। जब तक इंटरव्यू नहीं निकाल रहे, आप इसी से एनर्जी के साथ इंटरव्यू देते रहो, ठीक है ना। ये मतलब मॉक
ओके
इंटरव्यू देते रहो, ठीक है।
जी।
ऐसा नहीं कि एक दिन दिया
हमको
आप।
सर ये डेटा व्यू का ये क्वेश्चन समझ में नहीं आया सर, इस तरह का हम बनाए कहाँ, जैसे इनपुट में जो आप दिए
देखो,
हैं।
मैं स्क्रीन पे शेयर कर देता हूँ, आप लोग समझने की कोशिश करो। ये सुनो, क्या कहते हैं, देखो, पेलोड डॉट यूजर लिखो तो मिटाओ सब। टाइम कितना बचा है? 2 मिनट, जल्दी मिटाओ, सारी चीजें मिटाओ। चौथे लाइन से सारी चीजें मिटाओ, चौथी लाइन तक मिटाओ सारी चीजें। देखो, तो मैं समझाता हूँ, देखो, मिटा दिया। ये तुम यूजर्स जो है ना, ये एक्सएमएल, देखो एक्सएमएल, ये यूजर्स खुद एक ऑब्जेक्ट है, यूजर्स। और उसके अंदर क्या है, दो क्या है, ऑब्जेक्ट पड़ा हुआ है, क्या, यूजर यूजर करके, ठीक है ना। तो इसका सेंस हम लोग क्या लेंगे कि यूजर्स एक एरे होगा जिसमें 2 आइटम है यूजर्स। तुम देखो, पेलोड डॉट यूजर्स लिखो तो पेलोड पेलोड डॉट यूजर्स, आउटपुट देखो कुछ आ रहा है क्या? यूजर्स, स्पेलिंग
Spelling.
सही करो, स्पेलिंग सही करो। देखो क्या आया, यूजर्स पेलोड डॉट यूजर्स किए तो 2 ऑब्जेक्ट आया यूजर का। देखो, यूजर का 2 ऑब्जेक्ट आया ना, जिसमें यूजर का नेम है, फोन है, स्ट्रीट है ना। क्लियर है। और
Yes.
यूजर्स जो है खुद ही एक क्या है, ऑब्जेक्ट है, ठीक है ना। क्लियर है। अब
Yes.
इसमें तुम क्या करोगे, कितने यूजर हैं जी इसमें? 2 यूजर है, दोनों यूजर आया। अच्छा, अब लिखो तुम पेलोड डॉट स्टार यूजर्स डॉट के बाद स्टार लेके जाओ वहां तक, जल्दी लेके जाओ, लेस देन 1।
कंटिन्यू करना है।
अरे भाई, पेलोड डॉट स्टार, क्या आया? ऐसा करने से क्या आया हमें, ये एक एरे आ गया। क्या आ गया? एरे
Array.
आया।